Hey everyone, Combo here, back with another Empires and Puzzles video, and today we are going to do a full hero review on Dain, who is a brand new Untold Tales 2 hero that just came into the game. I just pulled him this morning and was able to speed level him up to level 75 and add 20 emblems to him, and I want to see if he's good for Titan, so I'm actually going to bring him into battle against a 15-star blue Titan, which is what I have available right now, and I want to see the type of impact that he's going to have. Real quick before we get started, if you do enjoy this video or find it helpful, hit that like button, make sure you're subscribed to my channel, and turn that notification bell on so you can be alerted of when I drop new content. And if you really love my channel, consider supporting my channel by becoming a member. If you click the join button next to where it says subscribed, then you can get some additional information and perks of becoming a member, including early access to some of my videos like this, some cool avatars, and some other perks as well. So if we take a look at his stats, I have him single limit broken, of course, and 20 emblems, and I actually took the attack/shield path for him because of the fact that he's going to be primarily used for Titans, or at least I hope that I'm going to consistently use him on red Titans. But here he's got 876 attack, 912 shield, and 1578 health. Dain is part of the Murkheim realm, so he's going to get that Arctic core. So the Titan, if you're going up against a Titan or any other enemies, if you bring him into a war battle or a raid, are going to get the corrosive frost for 3 turns, which with a fully charged Arctic core, the corrosive frost deals 236 frost damage and lowers the target's attack by minus 15% each turn, deals extra damage against heroes with minions or mega minions. The frost damage is scaled by the amount of charge in the core. All charge is exhausted when the core is activated from when he uses his special skill. If you were to go up against any other Murkheim realm family members, then he's going to have the empowered resist frost. So this character has innate resistance against frost and gains 450 boosted health and 5% mana each time they resist. So definitely interesting to note if you are going up against any of those Murkheim realm family members. He is a paladin class, and for his special, he is fast mana speed. The caster and nearby allies get Frostfall Ward for 3 turns. That reduces incoming special skill damage by up to 500, reduces damage by additional 25% when the attacker is of the fire element. The caster and nearby allies get plus 120% normal attack for 3 turns. This effect can be active in addition to effects that alter attack in general. Normal attacks can have a total maximum of plus 200% increased power while this effect is active. So if you are somebody who already has Mickey, who was a hero of the month, I think back in like 2017 or something like that, then you are not going to need Dain. But if you do not have Mickey like myself, then Dain could definitely be useful for you. So again, we're going to go into a battle against a 15-star Titan and see how useful Dain can be. All right, so we are going to be going up against a blue Titan. Again, that's what I have available here, and this is going to be my team. It's a total of 6,357 total team power, which isn't like crazy high. I've only got one hero actually double limit broken on my blue Titan team, which is Grimsteel, who adds that attack growth to everybody. But everybody else has a specific use on this Titan team. Athena is going to give defense down to the Titan with an escalating amount of up to minus 68%. Perseus, of course, gives the elemental defense down, so gives minus 68% against ice for 4 turns. And then Ixen is pretty cool because they are going to make it so that the Titan gets plus 50% extra increased damage for 5 turns. If you use Ixen in a war battle or raid, then there's going to be an effect where it's an extra plus 10% for each minion or mega minion that the enemies own, but obviously that's not going to apply to the Titan. But you want to make sure that you position Dain in between your 2 strongest attackers. So I've got Grimsteel at 1,369 attack, and then I've got Ixen here at 1,319 attack. And even though Perseus and Athena are attackers, they've actually got lower attack stats than Grimsteel and Ixen, which is why I have Dain positioned in between Ixen and Grimsteel. Because remember, the effect is only for normal attacks. It does not apply to special skills. So we want to try to increase the tile damage as much as possible by positioning Dain in between the 2 strongest attackers. And the goal here in this battle is not to try to get a super high score. I actually want to just match regular blue tiles without any specials so that we can see what the tile damage is without any effects, and then I'm going to add Dain's special and nobody else's so that we can see what the tile damage is increased to. And then we're gonna add extra specials with Grimsteel, Ixen, Perseus, and Athena to see what it might max out at. And I'll probably try to get Grimsteel's special going at least twice, maybe even 3 times, depending on how the battle goes, but I'm not gonna try to speed through the battle because again, I wanna see what the tile damage changes to each time. All right, so let's go into battle against this blue Titan here. Of course, not a lot of blue tiles here. All right, let's match these 3 blues, see here what we got against the non-weak point, which was 459, and then against the weak point was 900. All right, now let's use a mana pot on Dain, and I'm going to use a scroll of alteration to see what the tile damage would be with that. So it's 750, but not against the weak point. Let's use these tiles here. So it goes up to about 1500, okay? Now let's use Grimsteel and our other specials. Make sure that the Titan doesn't resist anything, and it looks like he did not. Okay, cool. Now let's use another scroll of alteration, see if we can get, yeah, perfect. All right, let's see what the damage is now. So 3,500, 3,700. Let's get another mana pot on Grimsteel and another scroll of alteration, see what we can get. I'm going to match the blue tiles on the bottom over here, see what we can get. Goes up to 4,600 that time against the weak point, 2,300 against the non-weak point. Let's use everybody's specials again here and use one more scroll of alteration. All right, we can match the weak point here. 11,000. I think that might have been a critical hit. Let's try matching another blue tile here. Yeah, that was definitely a critical hit because we had 6,400 that time. All right, I will take that. Not too bad. Again, we've got Grimsteel activated 3 times at 450 attack growth each time. So that's a total of like 1,350, although not all of my allies are going to get that 1,350. So we got 117,000 for a Titan score in this battle. Definitely not too bad. If you do not have Mickey, who is like a blue Titan god, Mickey was a hero of the month like back in 2017 or something like that. I still do not have Mickey, so Dain may stay on my blue Titan team. And remember, this was against a blue Titan. This was not even up against a red Titan. So if we were up against the red Titan, that score probably would have been around like 200,000 or something like that. I know I used a couple scrolls of alteration, but I didn't use any other crazy items like hurricanes or tornadoes or anything like that. And we only used a couple mana pots. So the damage effect from Dain, pretty cool on a Titan. I guess you could also probably use him in a raid tournament on your defense or maybe on your offense if you really wanted to. I would think he'd probably be more effective on defense, probably. Maybe at the tank position because of that Firestorm or Ice Ward or Frostfall Ward or whatever it's called. And then if you've got him at the tank position, then he's going to give your flanks that extra 120% attack, which is kind of similar to the Sharkai effect or the Wukong effect, who can be really annoying on defenses during raid tournaments, especially if you're in a raid tournament with like no green or something like that. So definitely a pretty cool hero, fast mana speed, paladin class. Seems like a pretty good support hero in a raid tournament and also really good for Titans. Let me know what you all think of this new 4-star epic hero, but that is going to do it for today's video. I hope you did enjoy it or found it helpful. And if you did, hit that like button, make sure you sub to my channel, and I'll catch you guys next time.